Hello and welcome to Varsity Live 2018. I'm Callum Helliwell and this is the show where we will be looking at all the different sporting events taking place over the Varsity week as the University of Gloucestershire take on the University of Worcester. It all kicked off with the equestrian at Doddle Hill in Worcester, where the University of Gloucestershire rode their way to an emphatic victory. Following this came the famous Worcester Wednesday. Worcester are renowned for their performances at the arena, usually gaining a healthy lead going into the next day of competition. Could this year be any different? Men's, women's and mixed badminton saw the University of Worcester storm ahead in the overall standings. They won all three of those events. Table tennis saw a similar outcome, with the University of Worcester clinching yet another morning victory. Gloucestershire were not out of it yet. Despite losing the women's volleyball, they gained a valuable point by winning the men's volleyball in dominant fashion. The afternoon began with a close dance competition, where the University of Gloucestershire narrowly got the victory by 3 close points. This was followed by an inspirational performance from the netball team. They easily swept aside the University of Worcester, scoring over 70 points in that victory. Coming up on the show, we will be looking at men's and women's football, as well as some futsal. But first, we have the basketball. Last year, we saw multiple three-pointers and dunks, leading to Worcester coming out victorious. Could the University of Gloucestershire get redemption? This fixture was played at the Worcester Arena, and your commentator is the University of Gloucestershire's very own Daff Matteson.
You have joined us back here at the Worcester Arena, where we have the University of Gloucestershire against the University of Worcestershire basketball. Historically speaking, we do know that the University of Worcester have an extremely good basketball team, and the likelihood of a Gloucestershire win is very, very unlikely indeed. But we still have faith in the University of Gloucestershire team to put a good show today. It's very apparent that the University of Worcester have a very different skill set to Gloucester in the way of personnel. We can see that they are all very much more tall when it comes to body composition, but we still have players with reasonable height. We have the like of Jamal Jackson, who's standing in at 6'5". We can see that he is the University of Gloucester, one of the tallest. We have the likes of futsal later on. We also have football and rugby throughout to come in this week. That is 2 points to Gloucester. It is 8-7 to Worcester, so only 1 point in between. Worcester, although they have had many chances, aren't necessarily taking them. It is now at 9-8 to Gloucestershire. I'm not sure many people were expecting this in the first quarter. Let's hope. University of Gloucester with all their men back at the moment. And they can't convert. Unlucky from University of Gloucestershire. Made a few. Jamal Jackson has come off for Jordan Barrow, number 69. That is a missed point. And the University of Gloucestershire fans let him know exactly what they think. Wow, I'm not sure people were expecting that. And that is 2 points to the University of Gloucestershire, 17-13 to the UOG. This was not expected. From the very start, if you did ask anybody who would win this, I think there would be a convincing amount of answers saying the University of Worcester. University of Worcester looking at the time to see how it goes. They take the 3 points and they miss it. Gloucestershire now have 25 seconds to make some sort of score. University of Worcester, and it is 33 Worcester, 31 Gloucestershire. Very, very close indeed. And that is 3 points from the University of Gloucestershire, taking them ahead to 34 points to 33. Similar to the netball, the style of the University of Gloucester seems to be quite a suffocating style where in the box is very full, so people do not get the opportunity to shoot. Jamal Jackson takes it, 2 points, 36-34. Worcester really biting back now. He makes the first one. And he makes the second as well, 36-36. And Gloucestershire respond very, very quickly indeed. Jamal Jackson goes for it, doesn't quite get it. Does not make the second. Not quite from the University of Gloucestershire. Jamal Jackson taking his time as he comes past the halfway line. Gives it to Kisson. Kisson using his agility, doesn't quite make it. Gives it back to Worcester, who counter-attack very quickly indeed. And he is on the floor. Jamal Jackson taking it up. Gives it to Power. Swiped away right there. And then there's another 2 points for Worcester again. Starting to make a little bit of a gap. 48-38. To Worcester. Power gets the 2 points there. And this is a brilliant improvement to last year, which, if I remember correctly, was around about 90 odd points that Worcester put past Gloucestershire. And that is a 3 point from Worcester. Jamal Jackson to Higgins. He tries to lay it up to Jamal Jackson. Jamal Jackson somewhat gets a slam dunk there. I think that's the first one of the day. University of Gloucestershire, no, they haven't got the win, but still having a laugh in Varsity, as they were always going to be the underdogs, but they have very much held their own as we come to the very, very final seconds of Varsity basketball. University of Gloucestershire against Worcester. We have just shy of 6 seconds now, and I think we're calling it a day there. Buzzer goes. University of Worcester 77, University of Gloucestershire 49. It was very unlikely that Gloucestershire would win, but they very much held their own for the first half. And I think they have done their university very, very proud indeed. against the big dogs of Worcester.
A great performance there from the guys in the basketball team. They really put on a good show for all those in support. They made it look as if it was really in their part. The ball was really in their court for the first half of the contest, but then in the second half it did start to slip away. But you have to remember, all those guys at Worcester, almost all of them are all scholarship athletes. None of the guys in the Gloucestershire side are scholarship athletes. Now we move on to the futsal. Gloucestershire claimed victory in this last year. And could the team take this mentality into this year's Varsity? This also took place at the Worcester Arena, and the commentators were Daft Mattison and Jack Bull.
Josh, currently we are sat at the Worcester Arena and the basketball is going ahead. You are the next event after the basketball. This is the futsal. Tell me about the preparation that you've undertaken within going to this event.
So we've had a bit of a bumpy preparation. We've had injuries to our coach, which meant he can't coach us. We've had injuries to key players, which have kind of stuttered our progress. But we've had a good few weeks together now as a squad, and we're feeling good. We're confident that we'll go toe-to-toe with them, and it should be a really good game to watch for everyone else. So we're quite happy.
Last year was the first time that futsal was in Varsity. This is the second time. How was this going to be different to last year?
Well, Worcester have got a couple of new players, so we're wary about that. And we're expecting them to come back with a bit more vengeance, because 9-3 was maybe a bit of an unfair score over the course of the game. Maybe it was a little bit tighter. So we're expecting them to come back and want to beat us. I'd be disappointed if they didn't, and we're expecting a competitive and hopefully a very entertaining game.
Where do your skill sets lie within the futsal team?
For me, I'm the primary leader, apart from our coach, and I kind of hold the team together in a defensive shape. So when other people are off going forward trying to score goals, it's usually me holding the team together, kind of dictating where they should be once the counter-attack starts and whatnot. So
Futsal, some people may not know this, but it's like indoor football. What's the main difference between futsal and football?
I think futsal's a far bigger mental game than people value. So with football, it's obviously you've got 11 people to kind of gel together. Whereas when you've got 4 people, if you're not switched on, you've already broken a quarter of your team, if that makes sense. So once one person's out, you've already lost 25% of your structure and shape. So being switched on at all times is probably the biggest difference between football and futsal.
And how do you think the game's going to go ahead?
It's going to be tight. I can't say much more than that. It could swing either way really heavily depending on how the teams play, but if both teams play to their best, it will be very tight. I can't see much more than a goal or two nicking it either way.
Josh, thank you ever so much for your time.
Very much. Thank you.
Have Harry Walters, University of Worcester, against Josh Kane's University of Gloucestershire. This is futsal, indoor football, little bit different to normal 11 side. We have 5-a-side here, and it uses a different size ball, different weighted ball, much less of a bounce, and without boots you use court shoes. Very different to the normal sport of football. And you'll realise that in goals for UOG we have Cameron Chill, who is not wearing any goalkeeping gloves. This is typically usual in the sport of futsal. So for the UOG side today, we have in goals, we have Cameron Chill, we have number 2 Dan Perry, number 3 and captain Josh Kane, number 7 Jack Morgan. We also have Jack Costerton, number 6 Pete Valance, number 4 Tom Watson, number 10 Tom Barley, and number 9 Amir Kasami. For the University of Worcester, we have 1 Mike Palmer, 2 Elliot Lake, 3 Dan Holt, 4 Mohamed Abdullah, number 5 Lewis Fox, number 6 Vitas Jelinkas, number 7 Aaron Adams, number 8 Paul McHugh, 9 Sam Kerwin, 10 Alessandra Costa, 11 Sunhill James, 12 Jordan Ford, 14 Chris Bright, 15 and captain Harry Walters, 16 Dan Yates. So as we can see, we have 15 players for University of Worcester against the 9 players of the University of Gloucestershire, and we already kicked off. And so far we will have 1 nutmeg already, but it's gone out. Costa could not keep that in, and it goes straight to University of Gloucestershire. We have Morgan with the ball, who is grouped up with Valence. They're close up together with Josh Kane on the back. So far in the starting lineup for the University of Gloucestershire, we have Cameron Chill, Josh Kane, Tom Barley, Pete Valence, this is coming to a kick in by Tom Barley. We've got Kane on the right side, just goes out of bounds. And we also have Morgan. Walters to Costa. That's taken away by Josh Kane, and he is fouled by Vitas Janenkas, and the Worcester fans do not seem to agree with that. Against the player. And that is a goal for Kane to Valence, back to Kane on the right back position, looking for options, chips through to Coston, and that is 1 goal by Jack Cosy Cosington. That is 1-1, University of Worcester 1, University of Gloucestershire 1. Jack Costerton right there. Costa to Janinkas. Now we have got a substitution, that is Bright has come on for Paul McHugh. Costa holding it at the back in the centre back position, and that is a great save by Cameron Chill. That goes out for a kick in for University of Worcester. And this will be taken by Vitas Jalinkas. Straight to Chris Bright, then to Costa, takes a long shot, and that is blocked by Josh Kane. And then Addy, is that a foul? Is that a foul? That is deemed a foul. That is the second foul of this half. And that was committed by Vitas Jalinkas, and that will be a free kick to University of Gloucester. That is two fouls for the University of Worcester. There's Chris Bright to Costa. Costa fakes the shot, takes it with his left, and that is a goal. Morgan with his left foot to Barley. Barley to Perry, and that is Sunhill James gets that. That is 3-1 to the University of Gloucestershire, to the University of Worcester. That is a little bit of a mountain for the University of Gloucestershire to climb. That was a waste by Jack Morgan. That is straight away, that is another goal for the University of Worcester. That's Costerton, he turns and he has his shirt pulled, and that is a foul by Dan Holt of University of Worcester. That is the third foul from University of Worcester, and it'll be taken by Jack Cozzi. He does have the choice to lay it off to Tom Barley if he wishes. But he takes the shot and just hits the post. What a save by Cameron Chill, the goalkeeper with no gloves. He's playing it the old-fashioned way. Gives it to Kane. Kane to Valance. Valance takes the shot, and that is saved by Mike Palmer, and it goes to a University of Gloucestershire throw-in. Cooin. Costa. Jelinkas. Back to Costa. Costa to Cooin. That is a own goal by Jack Costerton. And that is not something we want to see. Now that is 5-1 to University of Worcester. Costa. That is a great tackle by Josh Kane. Takes it slow to Valance, who then gets a goal in there. That is a goal to University of Gloucestershire. That was by Pete Valance, and that is 5-2 to the University of Worcester. That's between Perry and James. University of Gloucestershire futsal against University of Worcester futsal. That was a shot.
Chill at the back there, as cold as ice in goal. Rolls
Gives
out
it to
quick.
Costa. Costa to Jelinkas. Plays it across, and that is a horrible miss from Sunil James. It looks like goalkeeper may be coming on for University of Worcester.
And it looks like Uni of Gloucester are also making a sub with their goalkeeper as well. I believe captain Josh Kane is going in goal. Kane on the ball.
That is a goal
For Uni of Gloucester, scored by Dan Perry.
So this might be tactically very, very sound.
And tees up for a good final few minutes.
Costa.
Good challenge by Morgan.
That is a goal by Alessandro Costa, and that will seal it. That is 6-3 to the University of Worcester.
Drop ball for Gloucester there. Kane on the ball, loses out. He's out of his goal.
And there it is.
Leaves it wide open for Worcester.
That was Alessandro Costa. Once again, that is 7-3 to the University of Worcester. And we have just under a minute to go. That is going to be Mike Palmer. Going to play it very chilled now.
10 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, Alessandro Costa.
Ronaldinho-esque.
Disgusting. That's how futsal is supposed to be played. And that was something ridiculous. I have never seen futsal like that.
Uni of Glos gutted to concede a goal like that.
That was like watching the Falcao from futsal, the Brazilian legend. Who plays futsal for... And there we have it. That is the end of futsal. And that is University of Worcester 8, University of Gloucestershire 3. Josh Kane, on reflection, how did the game go for you?
Not as well as we'd have liked. I said to the boys at the end, I don't think anyone's played to the level that we expect of ourselves. That being said, I don't think the scoreline truly reflects how the game went. And I'm not going to sit here for 1 second and say we were the better team, but we matched them for maybe 30, 35 minutes, and we've lost it in the space of maybe 10 minutes, and that's a shame to us because we don't expect that of ourselves.
What was the main difference between you and Worcester today in the game?
Maybe experience and temperament. They were all, I think it was quite obvious from the court, and it was obvious whilst we were on the court, we were far more nervous and just not composed. See misplaced passes that were simple, myself included for a lot of those, trying to force the ball too early instead of just relaxing on the ball and moving them about with the ball rather than trying to force the ball too early.
And we see now you've kind of taken the role as goalkeeper. What was the tactics behind you going as a goalkeeper? Because typically you're a defender.
So I've played at a National League level as a fly goalkeeper before, so that's the tactic where you take your goalkeeper off, put an outfield player in goal who's capable of playing in goal, and you push high up the pitch, because once the keeper's in the other half they can have the ball as much as they want, and you basically cage the opposition into their half. But as you saw what happened to us, when we lose the ball, you've just got an open goal, so you've got to be really good on the ball, and we got caught a couple of times. So.
And what's your plans with the team now after Varsity, and what are you looking forward with the team? So
we've got a game against Reading Scholars first team, who are the second best team in the country in the cup. That's supposed to be next week, but we're going to try and get that rearranged because it's an awful time for us. And we're hoping to set up a National League team. So Worcester have a National League team in West Midlands 2B. We're hoping to put our team forward into that league with the Bucks team as a B team. So that's the idea going forward.
Josh Kane, thank you very much for your time and well played today.
A great effort there from the boys in futsal, and an absolute stunner of a goal from that Worcester player right at the end. That was absolutely fantastic to see. If you did experience any technical gremlins during that video, we do have a full highlights package available on our Facebook page, which will have cut down highlights of everyone's individual performance. Unfortunately for cricket, it didn't swing in Gloucestershire's way, despite the perfect conditions, the lovely weather, and a few beers had by the rest of the crowd. But up next, we have women's football, where penalties were the key decider in the clash last year, with Worcester winning 5-4 in that shootout. Let's hope for a less nervy affair this time round. Daz Matheson and myself were at Evesham Football Club, and we'll give you these highlights now.
Right, you are listening live on Varsity Live here at the Evesham FC Stadium. I'm here, Dav Matheson, with Callum Helliwell. How are you doing, sir?
I'm not too bad, Dav. How are you? It's a lovely day for it.
Perfect day for a spot of football, and it is the biggest spot of football we have this year for University of Gloucestershire women's football.
This is probably one of the biggest ties for them this year. They've had a good season all round so far, but this is probably the biggest game they've got to face, and this will be the lead on to the men's game, which will be happening as soon as this one finishes, I'm pretty sure.
University of Worcester, but Lois Colley gives in a good hit there, and it goes to the left-hand side. The winger of Worcester takes it up to the left. She crosses it in to the striker, and that is scuffed away for a goal kick for the University of Gloucestershire.
Look at that. That is already a concern for Gloucestershire. That's the second time they've gone up that left-hand side, Worcester, and they've really put some pressure onto the right back. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that, whether they give us some extra support from the central defenders, or best in midfield, so they just drop back and give some support to that defence.
And this will be another free kick from the University of Worcester.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is another big lumped ball into the box, see if they can just get a touch and see where this goes.
Steps up, takes the shot. It is a shot.
But it's well gathered by the keeper there.
Christopher looked very, very comfortable there. And she takes the time as she comes up to the box. And that is Bate who throws it in. That goes straight to Chloe Larkin. Chloe Larkin looks for the short pass to Kerr.
Found Kerr. Kerr looking over it. She looked across in the middle, but that was never
she passes
on,
straight
really.
to number 10. That is cut out by Lois Colley, who passes it through to absolute air for the number 4 of Worcester to take it to the right wing, who passes it to number 11, who is by the corner flag. Looks to cross it in.
Should we get that in? That's a dangerous ball. There's a lot. There's some. Worcester player has gone down. There were not very many calls, even from the Worcester side. I think that was quite a fair challenge, just a little bit heavy.
10. And that is out of bounds for the left back Bates.
We really need to stop throwing in these American football references.
Apologies.
That's an interesting, a heavier challenge there from the Gloucestershire centre back, and the Worcester girl has remained down. And she's slowly getting back to her feet. And that's Bate that's played it away for Worcester. That's the captain. She has been very well. She's done very well so far today.
Criddle really bodying there.
She's gone down very easily there, though. She could have stayed up in that situation.
And they are taking the time. That will be Criddle on the left-hand side taking the free kick. She will whip it in. Again,
it's looking like another one that's going straight into the box to see if they can cause some problems in there.
She takes it, and that is a very powerful shot.
Christopher goes for it. She's come out and she's done well there. She has done well.
Christopher does tip it away. She doesn't put too much on it, but it's just enough to put it into the space. But that is crossed back in. The number 5 takes a shot, Worcester.
And that is a goal for Worcester.
That is a goal for University of Worcester. And that was very unlucky. Has to be said, that was a great free kick taken by Criddle, number 8 of University of Worcester. And a great parry from Christopher as well, but
she found herself a little bit of no man's land. She came out to parry that ball. She did have a good touch on it, but it kind of fell into the complete wrong area, just at the edge of the 18-yard line. Simple second ball was put back in. So good strength from the striker, who ended up burying it in the bottom corner.
Was just that second ball, so I think it was the centre half for University of Worcester who managed to put that away. But that means University of Gloucester are looking with vengeance, and that is intercepted by Kerr. I said intercepted. Gosh. Takes another throw in, and that was taken by Blacker, but couldn't quite get it to Jerem.
That's a lovely run. She's onside there. That's a great run by the Worcestershire striker. But coming right across and making that challenge.
Larkin.
Oh, she's done very well, Larkin.
Tackle.
She's done superb. She didn't even set up a counter-attack. That looks like a foul. There's a lot of shouting from the crowd and nothing being given. Tempers are starting to flare as Jerem takes the ball and gets some control back.
Jerem has not let that phase anyone.
She's looking for Blacker there. She hasn't found her, but that got a little bit touchy in the middle of the field there.
Chloe Larkin, what a tackle. Because it's very notable that Porsche...
Oh, great challenge from Hogan there. As Blacker continues to do well, is going to put pressure on the centre-back. And that's intercepted by Smith. Smith can run here. She can run. She's in space. Blacker's giving her an option, but I think she's going to carry on herself. She's looked for Blacker here. Blacker's put it into the box. Porsche getting up together. Keeper's dropped it. It's a bit of a goal line scramble. Oh, it's just pulled away at the wrong moment there. And that was Christopher just collecting another ball in. She's been superb in goal all day, to be honest. No worry there. And that could fall to Bradley, who's got a chance to really take on her girl here.
And she does miss that.
She doesn't bring it down in time.
Although the temperature has dropped a little bit, the sun has come down, which can be impeding for the vision of the players.
Pretty much to see why Christopher's still keeping that hat on, just to ensure that she can see everything when it's going on around her.
And that is the centre half.
Edmondson coming across there. She's really making an impression here, but that is the ball that's gone through. The flag has remained down. Worcester could have a chance to make this 2-0. Looking for the square. Oh, what a great save again from Christopher. She's been superb. She's been the best player on the pitch for Gloucestershire. I'm not going to lie about it. She's been absolutely superb.
Brilliant player. She kicks it forward. That is to Blacker.
Blacker trying to work that ball there.
And then Hogan trying to hustle in the centre defensive midfield role, but doesn't quite get there.
Coming back there. And Smith looking to pressure on the ball there. And it's back out wide again, and that is going to be another ball for Gloucestershire. This has been a more positive start.
This is a much better second half for the University of Gloucestershire and for the event itself, Varsity. And then that is in the middle for Worcester. They are playing around it. They do have a bit of space.
Spreading it nicely, aren't they? They're spreading it nicely. Gloucestershire seems to be a little bit narrow at the moment.
Yeah, really utilising the wings there.
They started off doing this in the beginning of the first half, and then they went more route one. So it looked like they're going back to the roll. That is definitely a free kick there. That could be another booking. That could be another booking for sure. Referee seems to be keeping his card in his pocket, but we just don't know with this ref. He likes to make his decisions quite slowly.
That was Beth Hogan in the central defensive midfield role.
Doing her job, really. She's just there to disrupt the play,
Yeah.
isn't she? She's there as an enforcer.
And to do it without getting a booking is the intelligent way to do it.
That is the way to do it, indeed. But again, this is Kittle. This is where she's dangerous. She could just punch this one in again. She's in range. It is a direct free kick.
This is where Christopher will have to be on her toes.
Also, she's got the sun in her eyes, really, hasn't she? You can just see that she might have a little bit of trouble dealing with this. As Worcestershire seems to have made some changes. Edmondson's just dropping back into a more defensive position. Looks like Gloucester aren't looking to counter-attack as Kittle puts this in. She's gone for goal. Oh, she's got an absolute stunner.
Brilliant goal.
It's an absolute stunner. We read it from the beginning. She was in the position where she could have a go, and that is absolutely stunning. What a strike there from number 8 Kittle. She'd been the difference maker on this team, and she's come up with another belter of a goal.
That was an absolute strike. From about, how far would you say that was?
About 30 yards out, wasn't it? I'm not going to lie about it. I think 33 yards out.
And that was a great strike. Really, Christopher has had a brilliant game, but she is not the tallest of goalkeepers, so could have really made use of that and just drove it high, and that was just under the bar in the middle of the goal.
All she did, get that over the wall and down in time so it could sneak under the bar, and unfortunately Christopher just can't do anything about that.
And then great tackle.
And they're attacking. Oh, there it is.
This is on the left wing.
What's happened?
So that is a penalty to the University of Worcester. I cannot tell you what happened there because I did not see a thing.
But here we go. She's stepping up to take this one.
Takes it.
And she drilled it straight down the middle. And that has secured it. That's it. 3-0. Thank you very much. And the Worcester girls are celebrating.
Right.
And so they should deserve to. They have been a very good side today.
And I do think the better team is in the lead, and that is 3-0, and it will take a miracle for the University of Gloucester to take this point for women's football. Will be a very close game this year.
That is the final whistle here.
There we go, that is the final whistle.
It is all over here at the Evesham United Arena, and this overall final score has been 3-0 to Worcestershire ladies football team. But we'll definitely come on from this. And this is a learning experience for a lot of these guys that are on the pitch right now. They'll see this, they'll know what losing 3-0 feels like. It hurts. I remember back in our first year when we lost in the American football to Worcestershire, and that really hurt. Hurt my neck specifically, but it hurt us as a whole. And we learned from that, and we bounced back with a stunning victory the year later. So these things can happen.
A great performance from the women there, but a special shout out has to go out to Kittle with that absolutely stunning free kick. Took us all by surprise, 33 yards out. What a strike. Finally, on today's show, we have the men's football. This fixture also went to penalties last year, with Gloucestershire coming out on top. Let's see if the boys can get the cheese back into this contest. Once again, Daft Madison and myself, watch this one.
So I'm here with the Gloucester Uni captain and the Gloucester Uni coach. So to start off with, how have your preparations been going in order for today's game?
I think overall very well. The players understand what they're doing. I think it's more important. They've trained hard, and I think we don't know what Worcester are like, so we're doing what we can as much as we can. So we're confident going in tonight, and I think overall prepared very well, yeah.
And obviously you had a bit of a disappointing start to the season, but things have picked up with the Bucks lead. So do you think that's helped build the team morale ahead of today's game a lot?
Yes, I think in terms, like Jack just mentioned there, going ahead of Varsity, I think even though we've not had the best of starts, that's put us in good stead for the rest of the game. I think the boys, you can't, like you'll probably agree with me now, that you can't complain with the boys' attitudes that we've had off the back of those losses. And I think if anything, it's only made us stronger as a team as well.
Great. And how do you think Varsity is going to go towards Gloucester? Do you think that we're going to win overall, or...?
Me personally, I'd never like to say what the score would be. All I can say is I think we're strong enough to compete in this match with Worcester. Again, we don't know what they're like. We haven't watched them this season or seen them at all. So we like to think we can easily put out a competitive game. We've got a strong squad. So I'll leave the score to someone else, not me. Maybe Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to go with the win for Gloucester today. Definitely, like we said, but the preparation's been key. We've all been training well. The numbers from training have just gone up and up. Everyone wants to be a top part of the team. We've got strength off the bench as well. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, but Gloucester win, obviously.
Fab. Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, there was disappointment for Gloucester in the women's game. The women lost 3-0, which now means that Gloucestershire are losing 9-4 on the overall Varsity score, following the cricket team losing earlier today as well. The men's team are just behind me, just about to kick off. Here's hoping that Gloucester will win this game today.
That's a pull back pass. Oh, nearly fell to the feet.
That was a great touch from...
That's a shot. Ooh, that is the first real threat on the Gloucestershire goal there, Daff.
I believe that was from Bade, right there from University of Worcester.
This ball is going to be pumped away, and that will be half time. At the half time, you've got to be impressed with Gloucestershire there. They've held their own really, and there's much more different position than the women did. It's going to be a close game going into the second half. What do you think about the Worcester side?
I would say the Worcester side are looking very, very stable at the back. The likes of Miller, Asher and Harrison are very stable indeed. But I'd say, even though they have three centre midfielders, they are the weak link in this chain.
You believe it's Varsity Live. My name is Callum Hellywell. I'm with Daff Matheson. The score is 0-0 in the men's football, with all to play for in the second half.
back for the second half of the Varsity 2018 Worcester Uni against the University of Gloucestershire. We have that on the right hand side. That is Billy to Cal.
And the ball has made its way all the way to the back of the stand, into the media centre. That's impressive. That is very impressive. Will he go for the box? Taylor's still there. The option is still there for him. That was Bolton. Oh, he's done really well there. Superb play from Sloggett. Sloggett put it through. 2 of them go for the same ball. It's still there. Gloucestershire with the chance to go 1-0. It's a goal! What a strike! Gloucestershire are 1-0 up in Varsity, and you can see what it means. The place has erupted. Worcestershire fans are silent, and I'm not sure who even got it. We think it may have been Sloggett.
What a goal that was in a congested left-hand side.
It was all really well worked. Great football to start with. The ball goes wide. It looks like exciting, but the move looks like it's dead, and it's buried into the bottom left corner. Keeper probably should have done better. He would be.
I think that's from the left back there.
Iron centre of midfield.
Great play there now.
Hemmett now looking really calm and composed, looking out wide for the 3 on the outside. Still working his way through, having a go at goal.
Bolton!
Oh,
it's a Bolton! Bolton again!
Strike! He's got 2! He's playing like a striker! He got it from nowhere! Got it from under his feet! It's 2-0! This game is getting out of hand!
That goal
what
reeks!
A strike!
That goal reeks of Van Bronckhorst right there!
What a filth! Brought it from under his feet, a little bit more central than from Van Bronckhorst, but what a strike nonetheless! What a strike! And Bolton had the second of the game!
That was a goal from Bolton.
It was Bolton who scored that. Sorry for the delay in working out who it was, but it was Bolton that got the goal. 1-0 here at the Evesham FC.
Here we go, that's what we wanted a game like this. And it has opened up a can of worms.
On the break. Taylor's still got great challenge there from Harrison, but that is going to roll out for a corner, and Gloucestershire are on top.
Great
this is what we want to see.
That is Con.
And that's well intercepted
that was Bob.
by Taylor.
That was Bob, and Bob
who's done
really struggling.
Well. And he's now looking for the pass out wide. Sloggett trying to make a name for
that's surely a handball.
That looked like a handball.
Surely a handball.
The referee's given nothing. The referee hasn't given a thing. Surely that was a handball.
That is Con.
He's got on the turn there. Oh, another great challenge from Fran. The physicality. Oh, it's kicked off here. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving.
That is seemed to be by Taylor. And that is Con as well.
Yeah, Fry.
Been a good player throughout the games. That's a shame.
Fry is going to get brought over. Fry is probably going to get a booking here. He's going to get a yellow card. I can see why. The referee has to put a lid on it, and I think you're going to book him just to calm this thing down. And that is dropped right out to Taylor. In a little bit of space here. He could take him on. He's giving it to Sloggett. Okay, that was an interesting challenge. That's a follow through. And
that is a big tackle by Ash. And then steps over him with disrespect, so they are not happy about that. And it is 2-0 here. Both goals scored by Sammy Bolton.
He's still putting in work on defence as well. Ash scoops that ball into box. Would have a chance. What a save! What a save! Oh my goodness, what a save! When he's done nothing all game, he's been asleep. He could have had his mother in the goal, but he's come up with an absolute stonker of a save. That'd be brilliant from Cross there. Unbelievable.
Bearing in mind, Cross hasn't had much of an opportunity to show himself in this Varsity game. That is one way to mark that you are not going to let a goal in today at Varsity.
He's keeping a clean sheet if his life depends on it. That's away again. Arkle looking to play this on. They can have a counter-attack here. Terrence is going to try and use his pace. Terrence is going to close this down. This is where he's in his element. Oh! Terrence, and a penalty!
That's a penalty!
That is a penalty! The keeper! That could be a red card! That could be a red! It was a goal-scoring opportunity!
I cannot remember the last time I saw a red card in Varsity.
Let's see what he's going to give.
Is it a red card?
It's going to be the goal-scoring opportunity. Surely he's going to send him off. Surely he's going to send him off. Is he going away with nothing? He's not given anything.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. He is given a penalty and nothing else. That's sympathy. That must be sympathy.
Who's taking it?
Here we go. Stepping up to take it. It is Fry. It is the captain.
Fry steps up to take the penalty. He goes up.
It's gone!
goal for University of Gloucestershire!
It's University of Gloucester 3, University of Worcestershire 0, and then the celebration in front of the crowd. It's gone brilliant. He even crosses up, turning on his feet. The crowd has gone wild. What a moment. It's 3-0. It's all over. The referee surely got to blow the final whistle.
Fry really deserving that final goal after the two from Sammy Bolton.
Superb.
That is the way to end a Varsity as well. Men's football Varsity, that is 3-0 to the University of Gloucestershire.
We have had the final whistle as well. There will be no kick-off. It is all over here at the Evesham Football Arena, and we have had an absolute brilliant game. It had been Gloucestershire 3, University of Worcestershire 0, and this has been Varsity Live. I've been Callum Helliwell.
I've been Dan Matson. Thank you very much for listening in to the Varsity Live.
Absolutely amazing performance.
I don't know, words can't describe at the moment after that one. I'm knackered from just running from that penalty there.
I think as a coach, absolutely proud for the boys. And then everything we said, every single minute of that game works about what their socks off. We can't ask any more of the boys that played.
Gave their all quality.
Even to the lead up, over the moon. Fantastic.
Fabulous. What do you think was a turning point in the game, really? Because it was
the second half team sort of like we went into the second half. We knew that we were better than them from the first half. We were on top. Come out, we knew we had to get that 1 goal, 2 goals, then secure the game, and we did that. I think it's that, yeah, got that first goal and then they just started flowing in then. Yeah.
Great. Well, what's next for you guys?
Well, unfortunately, most of these boys are off. I think they finished uni, so a lot of them is a brilliant send-off for most of them. And for about half of them, it's them here next year, so we're following what we've done today, last couple of weeks in this season, and expect the same thing next year. So a lot to look forward to, but it's sad times for boys that are going.
Great. Thank you very much. Enjoy the celebrations. So what do you make of the team's performance today?
I think it's absolutely unbelievable to go from 0-0 last year and winning on penalties to obviously winning 3-0 tonight. The boys have put a lot of effort in for the training, the varsity and everything, and they definitely deserved it tonight, 100%.
Will you be going out celebrating with them?
100%. I've just been in the change rooms, had a little sing-song, come back on the pitch. It's going to be a bit of a messy one, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. And what do you think is going to be the overall outcome for Varsity? Do you think it's going to be Worcester or Gloucester this year?
I think after last year and how we brought it back in the later stages, we're going to do it again this year. This is even a smaller gap this time, so of course we're going to do it.
Great, thank you.
That was Emily Burton bringing you a report from that game, and what a game it was. A fantastic performance from the boys in blue, who absolutely ran all over their Worcestershire rivals. A special shout out to Fry in the middle of the park, dictating the play from start to finish, and that back four who was superb. And who can forget about Sammy Bolton with 2 goals, one of which could probably be down the best goal he's ever scored, and especially at that moment in time. Finally, on Friday, golf and athletics and swimming all went the way of the blue and blue, the University of Gloucestershire dominating all 3 of those events. Saturday saw an attempt at a recovery of the University of Worcester, who had been battered about a bit. They won a tight rowing contest, 3-2, only then went on to get quashed by the University of Gloucestershire in the hockey, where the men's and women's both won. This afternoon, the Gloucestershire Gladiators triumphed over the Worcestershire Royals, 52 points to zip, and it means the University of Gloucestershire now lead the series for the first time since equestrian. So, the overall score at day 6 stands at 11-10 to the University of Gloucestershire. We will be live at Sixway Stadium on Wednesday for the men's and women's rugby, who will battle it out on the final day of Varsity. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been Callum Helliwell. You've been watching Varsity Live 2018. Good night.